First confession. My mom just took her own life, and it's my fault. I don't know how to move forward. I left home after my mom threw hot coffee on my leg, and it literally burnt me. I stayed at a motel for a couple of days until my aunt arrived to pick me up. Last night, my aunt talked to me, and I could tell it was urgent. I thought it was going to be about school and how to move forward from here, but it wasn't. She told me that my mom is gone, and I don't know how to feel. The last message I told her was, "I know you hate me because I look like my dad." She left my message on scene and didn't respond. I'm flying home tomorrow night alone to take care of things, and I don't know how. I feel like I'm going to be blamed by everyone. I begged my aunt to join me, but she told me that she used her savings to get me and would have to wait until her next paycheck before she can follow me. I'm scared to go on my own, and I asked her to sell my phone so she can come with me. I can't help but blame myself. If I stayed and forgave her, she would still be here. My last message to her was about my dad. I feel like I triggered something. I still love her despite everything, and I just needed some space from all the abuse I endured. I don't know what to do. I am beyond scared to go alone, but my aunt can't afford to book 2 plane tickets at the moment. Second confession. Broke up with someone that really needed me and was mentally ill. I broke up with an ex that was so nice and sweet to me. I am so guilty for it. She was having a lot of family problems, and it just honestly got to my head. I was a minor at the time, and it stressed me out terribly to the point that I started to starve myself. We were a distance relationship and have met. I tried to get back with her, and she rejected me because, I already made up my mind. I lingered on her, and when I got with someone else, I would try to keep being friends with this ex's, making excuses to be with her as friends. But it got bad until they told my partner at the time I kept trying to contact her. We almost broke up, and I realized it was wrong. The tables were turned. Any thoughts or opinions? Third confession. I crabbed in a urine cup right in front of the worker. Yes, you read that correctly. I crabbed in my urine cup for a drug screen right in front of the person watching. Let me give some background. Back in 2019, I was on bond for a case involving drugs. I was court-ordered to take drug screens 2 times a week at this testing site. This place was so outrageously strict. The toilets had mirrors on the floor between her legs and one on the back of the toilet, so the person watching could look right at her These people stared right at those mirrors or just looked right at you. I don't even think they blinked. If you're a shy peer or don't like a mirror pointed right at our butthole while trying to pee, good luck. If you missed a test or weren't able to pee, it's considered a failed test and it's right back to jail. So making some pee go into that cup had to happen. I've always had a hard time going potty while someone is watching, and with all the mirrors pointing right at her front and back, it felt nearly impossible to pee every week. I would drink so much water beforehand because going potty here never got easier. So one day I go in for my test and this lady ain't budging at all. She is deadlocked on the mirror at my behind. I could not go. It was late in the day, and she reminded me I only had 20 minutes to give urine or it would be considered a dirty drop. So I started pushing as hard as I could to pee when farting noises. Plop, I shat in the cup. This lady, dead serious, looks at me and says, "Are you pooping?" I immediately say, "No." Out of total embarrassment, I try to push again. Ploop, the lady then goes, "Yeah, I'ma wait out here, just come get me when we're done," and leaves. The second this lady leaves, immediate urination starts. I then look at the cup and realize there's poop on the side of the cup. I wipe it off, clean everything up, bring my poopy cup out, and leave. This was 6 years ago, and it's to this day the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. I will say I passed my drug screen, but I know from that point on, I was the poop girl. I just had to get this off my chest. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Fourth confession. I participated in a rigged Miss Universe beauty pageant and spread insider information about the winner. Hey, I-19F, participated in the National Miss Universe contest of my country. Being a contestant, chosen out of 1,000 girls, meant enough for me. But I couldn't help but feel used and disrespected when I found out that all the intense diets, 2 months long training and work were all useless. Since the TV production company had already decided who would win before the contest since her parents paid a large sum of money. No accusing her out of jealousy, but based on facts since insiders in the industry and the engineering teams knew everything beforehand and had the scores ready 2 days before the live contest. The whole casting team was very much aware of my young age, missing out on college for the contest as well as extreme mental health issues and family members passing away recently. Yet they still used me as a background character for this botch who paid her way to the crown. The scoring was all rigged and the judgment wasn't based nor on beauty nor intelligence. I don't have anything against plastic surgery, but the girl was full of fillers and had multiple nose jobs and lip Botox done. I find it unfair to make young natural girls compete against women like her. Anyways, I was blinded by madness and humiliation since the whole country and everyone at school and college saw that I lost on first round and got discarded like garbage. So I told all the truth to accounts who knew about the corruption going on during those pageants, and I don't regret it. Fifth confession. Every now and then this memory pops up of what I did to my sister when we were kids. My sister and I are 13 months apart. I'm the older sibling, and we grew up in a single-mother household. I have this very vivid memory of when we were like 4 or 5, and we were playing in our room as usual, but ended up laying on the floor. I am so embarrassed to write this next sentence, but I clearly remember me saying, "You can't tell this to anyone, not even Mom," before starting to kiss her. I think it maybe lasted a couple of seconds. She never said anything about it, and she also never changed her behavior towards me. She stayed my best friend as if nothing had happened, and we continued growing up and always stayed really close. We are 31 and 30 now, and we still see each other a couple times a week and have a great relationship. I don't think about it a lot, but maybe a couple times a year this memory pops back into my head. And while it has gotten better with time, it still fucks with my head when it does. I feel so disgusting knowing that I did this to my own sister. I am her older brother and I violated her. This is very contrary behavior of my character. I am quite empathic, and I've never violated or forced myself onto anyone. I don't understand what had gotten into me as a 5-year-old kid to do that. She grew up to be a wonderful woman and a great mom, but I can't help but wonder if that experience traumatized her on some level growing up, even if she doesn't remember it. It wouldn't make any sense to bring it up now as it wouldn't benefit anyone. But I want to take a moment here, and for the first time, acknowledge out loud what happened and apologize. I've never told this to anyone. I'm so very deeply sorry. Like I mentioned over the years, it has become somewhat easier to bear with the guilt, shame, and disgust, but I don't know if I can ever let it go completely. Sixth confession. Not asking for pity, just trying to stand on my own feet. I'm a 20-year-old fine art student from Hyderabad. After my dad passed away, life became unbearable. My relatives made me do all the housework, insulted my art, and even tried to marry me off for money. I faced harassment from people who were supposed to protect me, and I finally left home to start over. For a while, I was managing with the help of friends and my art. But a few days ago, one of the people who hurt me before found where I stay and attacked me again. I didn't know what to do. I felt completely broken, but I gathered the courage to protect myself and reach out for help. Right now, I'm trying to focus on finishing my degree and staying safe. I don't have a stable place to live or enough money to manage daily expenses, but I'm not giving up. I'm not asking for sympathy, just some support from kind people. If you can support by buying my paintings, it would help me survive and continue my studies. Art is the only thing that keeps me alive. I just want to stand on my own feet and live, with peace and dignity. Thank you for reading my story. Seventh confession. I got into drugs and then a hard downward spiral. Some effects stuck. Long read, but I got to get it off my chest. It started in high school when I loved smoking weed. I also discovered porn around then and would smoke and watch it. In college, weed started giving me bad anxiety, worrying about dumb things, so I stopped. I lived in a European country for 6 months for an internship and discovered coke. I was hooked. I went broke on coke and booze, almost cost me my internship. When I got back to the States, I found a hookup, and it was shitty, so I eventually quit it. A few years later, I was the manager at a restaurant, and one of the other managers was a mule of sorts. He would hide bricks of fish scale-colored Coke in the ceiling tile in the bathroom until someone came to pick it up. I got a discount on this stuff, and I was back to using. This time, it was daily. All day. I would get off work around 10, then go to the gym and do a couple lines in the bathroom and work out for a couple hours. Well, one day the plug dried up, so I went to another worker who knew a guy. I did the stuff at home and it wrecked my nose. Painful. I went to the bar with the other manager who mentioned it had ice in it. He had used it too. I knew it was bad, but the high was so different. Crystal clear vision, everything so bright. I felt so energetic and productive. Eventually, I stopped bothering with the cut stuff and got crystal straight up from one of the line cooks. I started by putting little rocks in my morning coffee, then crushing up and snorting little lines. Never smoked it, never injected it. I started getting reclusive, staying in my house by myself most days I was off, watching really weird, nasty porn. One day, I started seeing what looked like gas vapors, distortion, coming from my outlet. I started staring at my outlets in my house for hours. I was getting super paranoid, thinking I had gas leaks in my outlets, constantly looking out my windows for I have no idea what. I started seeing shadows in the corners of my vision. Eventually, I ended up losing my job. After crying about being a failure, I went to the place where the girl I was quasi-dating works. She was often alone. I confessed to the drug spiral and she completely disowned me, said she was disgusted and to get out. I went to a bar and got destroyed. Alcohol poisoning levels. I stopped the hard stuff cold turkey the next day and started applying for a very different type of job. I ended up getting one, and now I'm decently successful at it, have a loving wife and a child, and a good home. But every now and then I get flashbacks of the sharp sting in my nostrils, and it makes me want to vomit. I still occasionally look at outlets to see if they're leaking. I have no desire to touch the stuff, but I really want those memories to go away.